Hi, my name is Leslie Pyle, and I'm the founder of HireMyMom.com, which is a remote job platform for moms or anyone who's looking for remote work, as well as small businesses seeking to hire remote employees or contractors. And today I have Tasia with me. She has been with Hire My Mom for 2.5 years now as our HR specialist. So she works hand in hand with small businesses on our site and job seekers, and she has been in human resources for over 13 years now. So thank you for joining me, Tasia.
I thank you. Good to be
Yeah,
here.
thanks. So just a little bit about, we want to explain what our concierge service is because we get asked about that a lot, and it's not something that any other job sites have that I'm aware of. So it was all born out of the request of small businesses who came to us and said, hey, I need to hire, but I don't have time. I don't like to hire. I don't have the skills. Can you help? And at first, when I was asked, I thought, no, I don't have time either. And, how am I going to do it? And then the big brainstorm came to me that, okay, I don't have the HR background, but there's plenty of people that do like to see us. So that's where she came on to help us. So that concierge process begins with a consultation with one of our HR specialists, like Tasia, to learn about the position. Then she'll either write or help you write your job description to make sure it's professional and thorough and attracts the right kind of candidates. She'll post the job on our website after you've approved it. She'll go through as the resumes and cover letters come in, she'll review them. And then when she's selected the top candidate, she will prepare interview questions specific to your job and what you're looking for. She'll schedule interviews with all of those candidates. She'll conduct the interviews. And then once all that process is done, she'll select the top few candidates and she'll send those to the client along with the recorded interviews. And then the candidate can select from those top two or three who they think is the best fit. And so once that process is wrapped up, then she will send a courtesy email to the other candidates to let them know that the job has been filled. So that's what the concierge service is. And that's how we help small businesses. What we call it our white glove service and a done for you service. So people like to know, who am I going to be working with? So now you can have a face to that name and to see us. So give us a little bit of you work directly with these companies. So tell us what, if there's anything else you would add to the process, what it's like working with these clients.
Yeah, I think we do start by having just like a quick 15 to 30-minute call. And my goal obviously is to get what is your job? What are the requirements, the criteria, those types of things, and maybe some things you wouldn't think of, like what time zone, things like that. And then a little bit more, I really like to know who are you wanting to hire? Because that really helps me in my screening and kind of how I tailor my interviews and that piece of it. And then really I take it from there as far as the screening process, and I do those first interviews for you and putting together a candidate package. I try to always give you 2 to 4 applicants. So with their resume, their interview, sometimes there's supplemental stuff you guys ask for, like, you want them to do a certain test, or you want them to do a
Mhm.
typing test, or different things like that. And I do all that stuff. I gather all that information as well, facilitate that process, and put together a package for you. And then from there, sometimes it's a little bit different. Some people just kind of take it and run, take the candidates I give them, and they run with it, and they do their seconds, and they make an offer and kind of fill me in on the back end. A lot of times though, I will continue to consult about the applicants as we go, help you with kind of coordination of interviews. Sometimes I'll even sit in on a second interview if you want that support, and just kind of help you narrow that down and kind of figure out what's the best fit for you. So I
Yeah.
think those are some of the pieces.
Right. And it's such a huge benefit for people that number one, they don't have the time, like we said. And number two, they don't have the skill. Like I'm not an HR person either, and you have a lot more background understanding to know what to look for in interviews and things like that, that the average person usually doesn't.
Mhm.
Okay, then the next question we get asked is, okay, how long does it take? If I sign up today and order a concierge project, how long is it going to take for you to submit candidates to me?
To submit candidates, that's probably going to be, on average, it's about 2 weeks. but it can take up to 4 depending upon the position. Sometimes it depends on the time of the year, like cyclically, just different things like that. Kind of, there is like a market and, kind of when people are hiring and when they're not, or when people are applying and when they're not. So sometimes, but most of the time, I will at least have a candidate to you in 2 weeks, usually more. Usually you'll have at least reviewed a couple, and even you may even have said like, we're not on the right track.
Mhm.
Can we change something up because these aren't the candidates? These aren't kind of what I was hoping for, and then I can kind of, that way it's kind of a fluid process in that way. But yes, 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, and we do offer a rush service. So there are occasions when somebody says, "I need to hire like yesterday," and can you basically fast forward this as quickly as you can? So we do offer that service for people that really are in a rush.
Mhm.
And then another thing we offer is onboarding. So when someone gets to the end of the hiring process, if they're like, okay, now I really wish that you could help me onboard them with all the different things that go into putting someone into a new position. So that's additional service that Tasia can help you with. Okay, my last question for you is, what are the benefits of having an HR professional involved in the hiring process?
I think number one is in writing your job post or your job description. I have a way, obviously I have some knowledge based on that I've done it before and how to get people to apply. But also just making sure the language you're using, it doesn't violate any type of regulation, things like
Mhm,
that. I can help you make sure in screening and those things that we're kind of staying within the laws and we're not,
mhm.
messing with anything like that. That's
Uh,
always important.
yeah.
Um, and then as far as time, obviously I'm saving you a ton of time. You're seeing 2 to 4 candidates.
Mhm,
That's it. And they're already screened. Sometimes they've already been screened, even, they've been interviewed, they've done some kind of a screening test that you have, or they've answered some questions you have. They've obviously done a resume. So they're very well screened by the time you get them. So
mhm.
you're really just kind of picking like, who do I really want?
Right.
And then, so obviously the time, and then I think, one of the other things is just I have an objective view. I'm not in your business. I don't have any personal, it's not, it's nothing's personal about it. So I can kind of look at the bigger picture and help you kind of pull back and kind of look at what are the real needs? Where how does this person fit or this person fit and kind of give you, and I can really consult with you and really kind of help you make a good choice.
Right. And I know in the past you've helped people kind of see beyond their blind spots where they can be so laser focused on a certain skill or certain experience that they don't realize this person has all of these other skills that are actually going to be a better fit for your role than just this one thing that sometimes we get laser focused on. So you really do help them kind of widen their thinking and understand why this candidate over here has, much more of what you need than you realize. So
I'm doing
I
that
think,
actually right now with a client who was very focused on they have to have this experience. And I interviewed someone and I just thought this person could be really great. And so I had to encourage her to like watch the interview and really, and then she just did a second interview with her and she emailed me and she said, I think you're right. I see what you're saying. Like she would be such a great employee and great asset, so maybe those things that she doesn't have are not as important as I thought. Like, so it's just kind of
yes.
thinking outside the box a little bit.
Right, absolutely. And sometimes not focusing as much on certain experience, but also some of their soft skills and things that they've, developed over the years. So, yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so this we've kind of scratched the surface to kind of give you some ideas of what we can do for you in our concierge service. But if you have questions or you didn't quite get all of that down, we'll put some notes here at the bottom of the YouTube and a way to reach out to us if you have more questions. So thank you for watching and be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube for more content.
Thank you.